I first want to start by saying Kalalal Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash, which is to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, name of His Son, name of the Holy Spirit. I also want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of James Street Stone, to accumulate the expression this truth in sincerity to full Shalom. This is Brother Kanan from James, Jamaica. Here the quick lesson, and in this lesson, basically, I just want to uh, compare a situation that Jamaicans are currently, well, some of our people are currently going through. And I mean, to the day of the Lord, because a lot of people don't understand what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is about. They don't understand what the God of the Bible is about. They don't understand why they're here. They don't understand the purpose of whatever they're seeing around them. You know what I mean? And the thing is, this is a sinful and a wicked society, and there's a lot of judgment to come to the society. You know what I mean? But people tend to just expect life to just go on as it is. You know what I mean? They get up to the same thing every day. You know what I mean? And they, it's not really comfortable, but they expect, that little discomfort that they're getting, they are willing to continue with that discomfort. No, I wanted to, my lesson here is to basically point out that that's not the case. You know what I mean? The Lord has a dark and gloomy time period to prepare for this world, especially for our people. You know what I mean? And because you are the sons and daughters of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, that's you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly. So this lesson is mainly to you people, but it's a entire lesson for the world and what is to come. Now, this is Jamaica, and we know that maybe 2 weeks ago or so, we had a natural disaster, that hurricane that basically passed close by, and I mean, and some parts of Jamaica have been damaged more than some. And when that took place, I mean, a lot of damages took place to the power grid. And I mean, so a lot of people are currently in darkness, no light, and there are cries and woes and blockings of road and all of that, which I'm going to play the video, and I'm going to get into some scriptures to show you that this is just some slight things. Imagine when everything really hits the fan. A lot of people are saying that, hey, what if the hurricane did hit Jamaica fully? How long would it take for the power grid to be back up? And I mean, and when I think about the power grid, I think about a lot of things. And I mean, people's safety are gonna become, the place gonna be a lot more unsafe. And I mean, health issues gonna come into effect. And I mean, even the water supply, because you need electricity to pump the water to a lot of people's homes. Everything is just gonna go down, and that's what people don't believe. They don't believe that this society can collapse. They don't believe that things can go back to the to you know to stage one technically. You know what I mean? And they're so comfortable in in this weak society that they don't look at these things. But let me just play the little video and get into scripture. I don't want to make it too long, so let me just start.
One man dead. And later in sport, Shelley and Fraser Price headlines 12 Jamaicans down to compete at international athletics meet at Switzerland this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pullen. Here are the details. Scores of hotel workers and other commuters were left stranded in Westmoreland Tuesday morning. This as residents of Sheffield blocked the main thoroughfare from as early as 4 a.m. to protest against what they deem as the slow pace of work in restoring electricity in the area. The residents say they have been without electricity since the passage of Hurricane Beryl nearly 2 weeks ago. The police and fire department have been trying to clear the blocked roads. They're calling for calm and patience among residents.
Are urging the public service company to move with a little more alacrity in restoring the power in this area. As the roadblock to them not only disrupt the free movement of persons, but also the economy of the area. Lots of, lots of persons are heading to work and are unable to move at this time because of how extensive the roadblock is. Several areas, including the alternative routes, have been blocked, and we're just advising and urging people to just be a little more patient and allow the public service company to complete their assessment and do the restoration exercise.
Meanwhile, Media and Public Relations Manager at the JPS, Audra Williams, says power has been restored to a number of communities in Westmoreland. However, she is asking for patience as the team continues to work to ensure power is fully restored. A group of Texaco gas stations.
All right, so simple video there. There are others where people are crying about, the crime in their areas, such as, they're saying that they're unsafe because people can just walk through, do all type of things. And in a lot of places, even of just females alone there, because society promote this independent thing where a lot of females, they don't believe in male companionship. They don't believe in that they need a man. So a lot of them are vulnerable in times like this. And again, this is just a little small example of what things can be like in a major crisis. Now imagine if the entire country got hit and power supply was down. And people blocking road about mosquitoes and darkness and the heat affect them and all of that, which is discomfort. People are uncomfortable living like that, but that's what is coming. But that is what is coming. And I get in a slight touch of it. Now let me just jump into the scriptures. This is Amos 5 and verse 18. Let's jump to that. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Now when it says darkness and not light, there will be darkness as well. As in the place will be out. Darkness will be out there. But it's really referring to just calamity and evils basically flooding the earth, really. But of course, there will be no light. Your power supply will be out. A lot of people don't even have basic survival skills. So this one girl, she basically the power grid. I think that's the power grid or the internet went down or something like that, and she went outside trying to pick up a signal, and a tree fell on her. That's she lost her life because she was trying to get signal. That's how connected these people are to the grid. But when they lose it, they're going to lose their mind. When there's nothing else to do than read life in discomfort, then a lot of people are going to lose it. They don't fear God. They don't reverence God. They don't believe in God as though they say they do. Because believing is not just saying that you believe in God. Faith without work is also dead. So you have to be able to show your faith by works as well. And these people really don't believe in God. No, let me continue. It says, let me read it again. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? How is it going to benefit you when that time comes? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So it's showing you're going to leave from one trouble to the next. That's what it is talking about, yo. You're going to leave from one. It's just trouble after trouble. And that time period, people gonna turn against everyone. It's gonna be family against family. Or just a neighbor against neighbor, family against family. You know, people looking out for their politicians, their leaders that would have give them fake hope and prosperity doctrine. All those things they see, because what is taking place there? They're calling on the leaders of the country about JPS, which at this point JPS is basically privately owned, so everything they literally blame the government because that's how people think. They expect the government to be that person or those persons that basically set things in order for them. All right. And they can have a point to some extent, but then again, it's not balanced. You know what I mean? So let me continue. It says, shall not the day of the Lord, this is verse 20, be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Yes, it's gonna be a dark and gloomy and cloudy day. And I mean, meaning it's just hell after hell. We are with this, we are waiting for that time period to come, yo, because this is a sinful kingdom that needs to be destroyed. Right? Let me just get to it as well. This is Amos 8 and verse 8. It says here, um, Amos 8 and, sorry, not 8. Amos 9 and 8, it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. And it says, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. I'll just run through it there, but let's go through it step by step. It says, the eyes of the Lord are upon this sinful kingdom, right? And he's going to destroy it. The Lord is watching this sinful kingdom. You have these people promoting that males can be females and females can be males. The eyes are seeing that. The Lord is looking at that as a sinful thing. Right? You have all the abominations taking place, the food that people are eating, the mindset that people are they're in. And I mean, it's just a sinful place, and they declare their sin as the scripture said. They declare their sin. They're not ashamed to say that. That is why you see trends like sinful and people calling themselves bad bitches or sinner or darkness and they're corrupt and all these things. These are not good terms to label yourself, but people call themselves these things today because that is the reflection of what the world is today. All right. So we are in a dark period at this time, but it's gonna get darker, very, very, very darker, and a lot of people are gonna lose their life. Now let me just go to the next scripture. This is Second Ezra. So I'm gonna start from this is chapter 16. I'm gonna start from verse 22. Could start earlier a little up, but I'm gonna just go down to chapter 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Right? So the little storm passed through, then the farmers are what crying, right? Because a lot of them would have lost crops. And I mean, the banana industry, lot of other farming products are produced basically would have been damaged. And of course, you're gonna get the spike in goods because of the shortage of it. And I mean, even goods that are not even short, they're going to just spike it because of corrupt Jake is. You niggers and things are. They say, okay, crisis, things that go up. Okay, these things are going to get damaged, but here what? We're going to raise the price. Because that's how they are. And I mean, says, which is why I say it's a sinful kingdom. It says, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So even if you're able to provide for yourself to find food, guess what's going to happen? Those that don't have it are going to try to fight you for it. And that's why you're going to be destroyed by the sword. You're going to have people that are going to be starving, not necessarily no, but when hell breaks loose, when you don't have food, people are going to come for when you have food, people are going to come for your food who don't have it. As I said, sooner or later, the poor will have nothing to eat but the rich, something like that. And I mean, so those that are up on their leaves and live in the uptown areas and they have food to stone dogs and you know what I mean, and to do all type of things. People gonna come for those so-called safe areas are gonna be targeted. And I mean, and a couple years back, some brothers in the Jamaica camp in Portland, they spoke to some, I think, some political aligned person. I don't want to say what didn't happen. I don't know if it was an MP or something, but they spoke to one, and he basically said, "Why you think we buy a gun?" So these men actually have that mindset already. They know that when that time comes, they're gonna have to defend themselves. So they don't really want the population to have defense because they feel threatened that they might come for them. And I mean, so and they believe that the police and their guns will defend them. You know what I mean? But when a person don't have anything to live for, you know what I mean, they will come to you for what they need to survive. You know what I mean? And if that means for them to pass, then that's it. But that's how people that are desperate think and live. Let's continue. It says 33, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. Uh, for the earth shall be wasted and the cities shall be cast down. So nobody now got a funeral or bury nobody. You know what I mean? It's that in COVID, in the so-called COVID period, where even though they were having funerals, it was a limited amount of people that were basically able to go to those funerals. And sometimes there was no ceremony for they just bury the people. And I mean, but when it really, really touched the serious stage, you're gonna have no funeral at all. It's just people gonna be cast out. You're gonna be fed to the dogs and drunkards, basically we call vultures. And I mean, those creatures are gonna feed on a lot of people in the streets. All right, let's continue. It says, and the city shall be cast down. There ain't gonna be no cities really. It's gonna be burnings and ashes and this. When you see like oh some place in Ukraine and they're looking over there, yes, it said this is a war area, but serious bombs drop here and no, you're not seeing a real life there. That's what a lot of this city is going to be. It says, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. You're going to have desolation. It says, all places going to be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Imagine in one town, and the next person that is you're there one location, and the next location the person is how much miles away from you. You walk and can't hear nobody or see a desire if it's somebody else. That's what the Bible is talking about, yo. Right? It says, For the city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. Now some people go and hide, as it referred to some man of all bunkers and caves that them plan for dwellers. A lot of people doing these preppers. They're doing these these hideout spots and how to hide under some little small cheap bunkers that they would have built, but you have the rich that are buying bunkers because they're planning for this. But majority of our people are just worrying about TikTok, worrying about Instagram, worrying about YouTube, worrying about futile things. Oh, the reason why they're arguing is because they cannot go on live and they tap the screen or tap the screen, or that's what they deem as life. That's their life. To get up every day, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. All right. Now let me continue. Let me continue. And in the orchards of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyards. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there true. It says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Right? Because what's gonna happen? They're gonna draft a lot of, because while this chaos is taking place, you're gonna have World War III taking place as well. And what happened in World War? They draft men to go and fight. So if you're off the age or a certain age and you're able to handle a gun, even if you're not skillful at doing it, they're gonna say, "Hey, come, you need to go to war." because the world is at war. You need to come and go, and you can't tell them no. As must just group up and carry, go put in a prison, right? That's these are real scenarios that's gonna take place on the earth. So that the idlers, and people that just not trying to find out what life is about, they're gonna get drafted and sent to go fight war somewhere in the Middle East. And guess what? This war is going to be an unfair war because they're going to die over there, because it's not just fighting against men that's going to take place. You're going to be fighting against heat-seeking missiles, to weapons that you have no power to fight against, because these weapons are basically taking you out without you even noticing it. You're just basically being a sitting duck ready to die. But who cares about that? Because the people that run the earth are trying to reduce population for their own purposes. So if they put you in a war for you to pass, who cares? You're just making up the numbers that they want to reduce. You know what I mean? So let me just get to the next precept here. This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 14 says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." Right? That's race war. So-called Negroes against so-called Caucasians, you know what I mean? Chinese, you name them, all the nations that exist, yo, you're gonna have race war. Everybody gonna start draw to their own people, tell them stuff against someone themselves. All of that's gonna take place, right? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not gonna care about bro God. They're not gonna care about Joe Biden. They're not gonna care about Trump. They're not gonna care about any of those persons that represents them. They're gonna care about their own survival, and they're gonna be hunting these people, right? And the course of their action shall stand in their power. Because what they're gonna remember that, hey, they might tell us, hey, we're gonna make America great again. We're gonna build Jamaica a better place to live and to do business, and all the bullcrap that they promise, it's not gonna happen. So what? When these people put their hope and trust in it and say, oh, I'm gonna vote for this prime minister, I'm gonna vote for this, it doesn't matter who's there. The elite already plan a reset to destroy this, to build their kingdom, but not knowing that they're working in the favor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to set up the kingdom of Israel, the real Israelites. All right, and those who don't understand and know that, you're gonna just get left behind. All right. So it says here, and the course of their action shall stand in their power, meaning nobody can come up on the public and tell us, oh, that is this what you should do. What you feel is right is what you're gonna do. But in that time, if you don't have this knowledge, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? You're going to have martial law. Just like how you have a lot of curfews taking place now, people cannot leave out of the house at a certain time. It's going to get way seriouser than that, right? Where you're just not going to be able to leave your location. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for the great tribulation. Oh, who know have light upon the place, and not going really did it, but you know, food upon the yard, and been prepared and all that, and now we don't have none, so here we come take yours. And if you don't have Yahweh Hashem Yahshua in that time to protect you, the truth is you're not going to make it. Right? The truth is you're not going to make it. So the lesson is just to basically highlight that, hey, you people ain't prepared, yo. You can't live without this grid. You can't live in your mind is not ready for the time to come, and all that. Especially the younger generation, yo. Especially the younger generation. There's no life for them without certain things. So again, I hope someone was edified. This lesson is always out there for the elect of Israel, and I mean to wake up our people so they can come back to their true power. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the God of Israel. That's you Negroes, Latins, and Native Americans predominantly, or wherever you are. The message is for you to return to your power. So that I say shalom.